Hello, I'm Jambo. Today, I'm going to be discussing about the family challenges in the USA, in as far as our marriages and our raising up kids in the diaspora is concerned. Here in America, or I mean, particularly in the USA, we 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 we've been having problems raising our kids and keeping our families together. And this speaks to how we've been able to embrace the present uh, as compared to our past and our future. Is our present fitting us effectively? Have we been able to embrace the culture here, or have we been able to kind of combine it effectively with the culture that we have and use that effectively to raise up our kids and to keep our families together? Because as a male child, when you come up here, we understand that the role of a man here tremendously changes. You're not the dad who comes in the night, works 5 days a week, and comes home to a homemaker. Here, women are not homemakers. Women are equal breadwinners. So you come here, you understand that paying bills and working and raising kids is a shared responsibility. That means if from the time the baby is born to the time they become adults, you find yourself involved from singing lullabies them to sleep, changing their diapers, taking them to school, picking them up from school, doing homework with them, attending events with them, holding events like birthdays with them that maybe without those roles were relegated to the mothers. And the mother's role has also changed. It's not anymore the kitchen is relegated to the wife or to the mother. So it's a shared responsibility. And this is how families in America work. And this is how we found this country. And we've tried to embrace it as much as possible. But how has our past as males changed? Because for us to embrace this role, we must have given up, or we gave up something. Maybe we become too understanding. Maybe the way we were trained how to raise our kids has changed. And maybe we thought maybe here you use good cop, bad cop to raise up kids. But where we were born, it's like your mother was always the good cop. And they'll be like, wait until your dad comes so they can discipline them. Here you change roles. Sometimes you're the good cops. The other time your wife is the bad cop. But over time, the role of a man here in America is diminished as we know it. You are not the lion that rolls and everybody moves anymore. You are more about keeping the family together, keeping resources together, make sure that the house runs, and sometimes even taking a backseat to make sure that the family runs effectively and your kids adopt and your family adopts or becomes more like an American family. Because when you go to Rome, do as Romans. So when you come to America, do as Americans. But how has that affected the role of raising a boy child? Because we try to do this culture thing in the house, but then when they go out there, they become like anybody else. And the society has a lot of impact on how we raise our kids. Our kids trying to fit in so much. Our kids are not African Americans. Our kids are not white, but they are in an environment that has Black Americans and whites. How do they embrace that culture? Are they lost somehow, maybe because of their names? Are they trying to belong too much? Are they trying to embrace this culture so much? Or are we the ones who are still not understanding that they are regular American kids and they are not us? Us, we are not born here. We are trying to embrace a culture, whereas for them, they are born here, they are growing like an American child. Have we been able to understand them and take the back seat and understood our kids from that standpoint? Because some of us who've been here long enough, who've had kids, we are finding them facing a lot of challenges. Even their savings, how they manage their budgets, how they do stuff, even the effort part of it, it's wanting. Even the way they take some things in a career way, like simple crimes, simple behaviors, things that you detest in a minute. But you find that even the dressing, you understand that you have to you really have to understand them and try to embrace them. even use of simple things like maybe drugs or maybe I would say maybe something like a pot usage. It's already illegal in some states. How are we embracing that when you thought that thing should never be near you, but now you find it out in your house or in your garage, or you see your kids using it? It's legal to them. So how are we fighting this? How are we dealing with this? And then we find our kids getting into assault issues because they don't know how to confront things the way we do. Because if you one thing that you fight, either you go to jail or you get injured. So when our kids step out of the door and they go out there, how protected do we think our kids are? How safe are we? Are we trying to be so much in their space, or we are trying to stay, or we are actually releasing them and hoping the world will take care of them? I know most parents in America are having issues with their children, particularly a boy child. They are finding themselves in holes or in areas which that will impact them for a long time. Because if you're caught up with something and it goes into your record, even let's say a simple shoplifting case, it can land you in trouble. And once it's in your record, it can affect how you perform. Now it gets to cases whereby if they find that stuff in their record, they'll never be embraced by the society in terms of good jobs. They'll be held accountable to it. In our case, we haven't been able to grow effectively, whereby we can be our employers, our own kids, even if they find themselves in those problems. So, in terms of family, how are when issues come in the family, how is you and your spouse dealing with it? Is one of them keep giving it a pass? Is one of the other person too aggressive, and the kids are finding a loophole to get through that, and they even get into more problems? Are we too understanding, or we are too aggressive? This is a discussion that we need to have, because even though those who don't have adult kids or don't have teenagers, their time is coming, and we need to chart a way forward as a society to see how we can bridge our past, the good from our past, with our present here, and see how we can come up with a good system that will help our kids. Because our kids already think that maybe we don't understand some things, or we are backwards, and we have to remind them that you are not born at night. You are born at night, not last night. Or you didn't fall off from a watermelon truck. I do that with my kids. And so those are the kind of things that we need to understand. If simple, how do they deal with conflict? Have we trained them about conflict resolution and maybe ask them to always step back? Have we trained them that safety will take you home? Don't always think that reacting aggressively will fix stuff. How do they calm down if they find themselves in a situation which can put them in legal fights or legal troubles? This is a discussion I thought people here in Diaspora should really talk about. You drop me a line back there and tell me that if you're going through that, maybe this is a high time that people started discussing about the hard facts. Let's not bury those things under the carpet. Let's not dig them under the ground and think they are not happening. And we only talk about them when maybe there's a death in our society, or when someone is in jail. Then when we come together and try to see how can we fix it. Can we be proactive? And at the same time, do the future of our kids and our future align together? This is another topic I'll discuss, because then maybe they'll never go back to Kenya. Ours is maybe 50-50. We don't know what fits us in this country versus what we left behind. So for our future right now is hanging in the balance. So how do we deal with that? David Karaja here, Diaspora Investor Hub.